Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to episode 37 of our AI GTM Talk series. We have another exciting episode for you all today. We have Joseph Sirosh from CreatorsAGI, who's going to be joining us shortly. And of course, Mark, thank you for joining us. Mark is also with CreatorsAGI. He heads up he's the head of revenue. And we have an interesting episode for you all today. We're going to be talking about some very innovative uh, video AI, technology solutions that the folks at Creators AGI have been working with some key customers, and then most recently they've, got their new website up, and they've just launched a new website. Hey, Joseph, thanks for joining. So, so Joseph, again, as you know, this is. Let me just set some context to this talk series that we've been doing for several weeks, and from there, obviously, the rest of the show is going to be all about you and Creators AGI. So, folks, we've been running this series of talks. We call it the AI GTM Talks. We bring on either AI GTM tech CEOs, revenue leaders, growth leaders, who are doing a lot of work at their organizations to completely transform their go-to-market using AI. And we are on to episode 37. Just a little bit about me and Kwanzu. We will take 30 seconds on that and then, go on to the rest of the show. So we at Kwanzu, we've built out what we call a signals hub. It aggregates buying signals, person level, company level, on the website, off the website. And what we do is we help you all just understand buyers who are engaging. And so you can now pursue them through your sales efforts. We turn anonymous visitors into known visitors. So we go beyond traditional ABM tech and tools who do at a company level. We give you at a person level. So super valuable data, leads, information. And of course, we work in several SMB all the way to mid-market customers. And then automating the complete outbound process. And then we are seeing other interesting use cases around nurture and so forth. That said, let me now turn it over to Joseph, if you wouldn't mind quickly introducing yourself. And I know we have some interesting information, things to get through. Over to you.
Mani, thank you very much for having me. It's such a pleasure to meet you. So background about myself. I'm the CEO of CreatorsAGI, a startup that's I founded about 18 months ago.
Right.
Prior to this, I was the corporate vice president of AI at Microsoft, and I built some of the first AI machine learning platforms, reporting to Satya.
Right.
I was a CTO of Compass, a very fast growing platform, unicorn. And I ran Alexa shopping at Amazon. So just before starting the company. So a long-time AI guy, a PhD in neural networks from UT Austin, been a product builder, an AI product builder for almost 30 years.
Yeah. So wonderful. So I think, Joseph, one of the things I'm sure folks will want to understand first is Creators AGI, what do you all do? Who do you serve? So maybe we can start there.
Wonderful. And hopefully I can share a website as well to show what it is. So my mission is video native AI and voice with the visual power to demo like humans and the reasoning power and autonomy to execute long-running workflows. So imagine the future of AI, right? Which is today largely text-based, but text is extremely limiting. Text interfaces fail, right? They can't demonstrate software products. It can't show schematic diagrams, infographics, represent complex workflows. I mean, text is a very limited thing except for coding, right? Where it works, like in coding, it's blooming. Rest of it, it's really still quite limiting, especially in the context of B2B. So if you're selling a complex product, today, B2B requires a sales engineer. Why? Because only sales engineers can truly communicate the complex aspects of the product. And I think today, with a video AI envoy, you can now scale that sales engineer. take the best expertise as a sales engineer, put that into both AI and video. The video shows the complex concepts, just like a sales engineer would screen share and show things. And then the AI answers questions.
Yeah, so I think Joseph, maybe the best way to illustrate this to folks is I know you in fact have a live video AI envoy on your website. Is that correct? Maybe we can
Yes. Yeah.
just
Let
show
me
it to
share
them.
that. Let me share that, and I'm going to share the audio as well.
Right.
So here's how that website looks, right? And I expect that the future websites of almost every company will include a real live AI in the middle, like I have put in place, right? So this is an
Yeah.
actual AI component, a video first AI envoy.
Mhm.
So allow me to play the first intro video because it
Yeah.
also says what I want to say, and
Mhm.
I'll show you the AI.
Let's do it.
What if your best sales engineer was available 24/7, always on brand, always on message, with perfect memory of every conversation? Imagine cloning your best expertise across every prospect touchpoint simultaneously. That's what AI envoys do. B2B sales face a crisis, expertise can't scale, and buying journeys complicate everything. Prospects use many channels, prefer representative free research, and LLMs flatten differentiation. Complex purchases involve many decision makers, while your sales representative receives minimal attention. Traditional tactics like more calls, longer demos, and mass emails cannot scale. This isn't a people problem, it's an architectural issue needing an architectural solution. AI envoys shift work from "let me search that" to "I'll handle this." Our AI envoys are trained to guide, educate, and represent your interests responsibly. AI envoys are video first, delivering clarity through friendly, approachable visual guidance. Unlike chatbots that wait for questions, AI envoys act proactively. AI envoys combine multimodal intelligence, deep product knowledge, and competitive context awareness. They make autonomous decisions, speak authentically, and learn continuously from interactions. This isn't another AI tool. It reimagines how technology represents your business. This changes how B2B companies engage buyers, turning static assets into interactive experiences. Manual prospect education becomes self-guided discovery, and limited sales bandwidth becomes unlimited. Expert availability and guesswork disappear, replaced by clear, real-time engagement data. Experience the B2B future at CreatorsAGI or schedule a demo.
Okay, so let me pause there. That was the 2-minute pitch of our own product, right? And
Right. Right.
the video is AI generated,
Mhm.
right? Creating content like that in the days before would have taken months,
Yeah.
weeks. We
Hmm.
created that in 2 days,
Got
right?
it.
And then we created also the supporting content, which I will show, Mani. I mean, I know you may have more questions.
Hmm. Yeah.
Uh,
No. So I know that you mentioned. Let's talk about the genesis, the history of how you conceived the product. I mean, it's an interesting product for sure, right? Because as you said, there's a bit more traditional chatbot tools out there, website chatbot, and I know you and I have had multiple discussions, conversations around this, even as we went through like a whole positioning exercise around this. I mean, this is a very innovative new concept. Um, what can you elaborate on AI envoys? Like, what makes them again uh, different from traditional AI agents, AI chatbots? What's the differentiation?
yeah, several things. First, you need, as a company, to centralize the brain of your best sales experts. So
Right.
today, if you think about a salesperson, that person goes through extensive training before you put them in front of a customer. They get
Mm.
sales training material, they look at demo material. Sometimes you have a demo site, you go through software, screen shares, and record things. So uh, the sales training material you have, including your competitive playbooks, how to answer a competitive positioning question, why are you better than somebody else? Every one of that type of content can be consumed by this AI envoy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it is not just answering like ChatGPT. You can go to ChatGPT and ask a question about your product, and what you will see is it takes data from your website. Okay. And to the extent your website is complete, yeah, it may have good answer, but rarely is your website complete. It doesn't have competitive playbooks properly, because unless you have put some on the website, but then that may be outdated. But you may have internally got a competitive playbook that you have created. Most customers that we work with have done that groundwork and can position themselves against other companies very effectively, like a salesperson would do.
Mm-hmm.
And then third, uh, the AI can actually take action to book a sales call directly with an account executive as a follow-up. So one thing we're seeing at our customers that have launched is the actual start to end, closed and won, that time has shrunk a lot. So at one of our customers, it used to take about 35 days to close from a website lead. Okay, they spend a lot of money on paid ads. All the leads would just come to the website, see the static content that is out there, book a demo, and in many cases, people don't even show up for the demo. But even people who show up have multiple demos that are required before they understand the product and they close. And it takes 35 days on an average, many taking much longer. But now it's taking 18 days, right? Because the people who are coming through the website have self-educated. Most people don't want to talk to a sales rep and the first time, right? People, by the way, many companies feel that, oh, well, people wanting to talk to a sales rep is great. And second, that's a qualifier, right? So it shows that there is enough interest in it. Okay, yeah, maybe. But to get to that point takes education. People now with the AI companion come, self-educate without the hassle or challenge of scheduling or talking to a live person. And then they say, okay, well, oh, it does have the kind of features I want. Now let me actually talk to a salesperson to move forward. And now they're self-qualified, and we're getting a person who's seen many aspects and explored the product in many ways and understood very quickly whether the particular pain point they have is solved by the product. And then now they're coming in self-educated and asking deep questions, and that demo meeting is very valuable. So these are some of the important differentiations of the product.
Right. So can you speak to, I know you're still early, right? You have a few really key customers. You already landed them. You've been rolling it out. You've got some case studies around them, I'm sure. But from a go-to-market standpoint, who are you targeting? What are some of the target segments, personas, buying groups? Who do you see your solution here really designed for?
Exactly. Great question. We are helping the chief marketing officer and the chief revenue officer and the head of sales.
Okay.
And how, right? Whenever I talk to any CMO, they are bottlenecked on creating compelling content. They are bottlenecked on creating personalized experiences with that content, because they really know their prospect want to spend their valuable time in things that they care about. The AI does that personalization for you. And then they are trying to get the maximum effectiveness out of paid ads. They're spending enormous amounts of money with paid ads, but where the paid ad is landing and is being received is still a static website most of the time. And you have to go now meet a person to understand anything more. But now you
Right.
can meet an AI that can be your best, most consistent salesperson ever, the most helpful salesperson ever. So that's an example. So creating marketing qualified leads for the most complex products today. That most complex products is the key part. So every marketing organization today is struggling to penetrate that complexity of communicating what you have. And so
Right.
everybody uses generic words, right? And you spend, of course, a lot of time choosing the right words to describe. But reality is that the vast majority of people don't understand these nuances that you choose to describe something you have. But an AI can take the time and show it, talk about it. By the way, even the text is so limiting.
Yeah.
And now video makes a difference. Now, the minute I see a video demo, okay, well, it's worth 1,000 words. It's worth
Yeah.
1,000 nuanced words.
Right, right. So one thing I think I observed, Joseph, in terms of the customers you've been bringing on, is, as you said, they seem to have complex products and solutions, higher ACV products. In some cases, I know in some cases they have. I found it quite interesting that there was another customer of yours who has literally hundreds of thousands of low ACV product, but then it's SMB customers. So it seems to be working all the way from SMB into mid-market, large enterprise in terms of the end customer
Yeah.
and different products. But talk about that, because I know you have, I think I saw on your website, you have Zenoti as a customer, you have Ascendion as a customer. If you can describe for the
Yeah.
audience, the kinds of customers and how they're seeing value from it.
Yes. Great question. Thank you for that, Mani. So, classic example is Zenoti. They have a software platform for managing salon and spa chains.
Interesting.
So, uh, it's a hard business running a spa or a salon or a medical spa, because you've got to manage not just the customer bookings, but staff, the payment, the marketing, repeat customer visits, their procedures, all kinds of things. And Zenoti provides a platform. But imagine the complexity of educating a spa owner
Mm.
on a software product. They're not technical,
Yeah.
and they only know what their pain points are. They don't know how it maps to software. So you have to
Mm.
really see it. No words that you write is going to tell you. No words that are spoken by a salesperson is going to tell you how a piece of software
Yeah.
really will run their spa. But you can show it. You
Yep.
can show it through screens also, but even if you show traditional software screens, people will blank.
Yeah.
But you now can create powerful videos that explain the concept and put it in the use case, and it can be created with the help of AI, and you can add that into the AI companion, and it can answer every question.
Yeah.
So their ACV can be as low as a few thousands, even
Got it.
scaling all the way up to 1 million.
Mm.
But now imagine the conversation you want to have with tens of thousands of spa owners or salon owners all over the world, which is what they
Yeah.
do, in every language, right? And explaining a very complex software.
Mm.
And the AI companion is doing an amazing job, which is why their time to close from leads that they have sourced on the web
Right.
and ads has gone down to half.
Fair enough. So I think my understanding is right now you've been closing several customers there in the, I consider it quote lower mid market, like anywhere from 50 million to 500 million in revenue. But the potential is there, I'm sure, right? Even further up, but seems to be early customers are all in that uh, band, if you will. Does that sound right?
That is correct. But we have even engineering services companies,
Mm.
large engineering services companies that have complex services to offer. Let's
Right.
say I have a backend migration that I can do, and I'm trying to explain that to you as a prospect. Well, I can say so many words, but if I have an AI that explains the complexity of a backend migration, how I do that, and
Right.
actually the customer, the prospect can actually ask deep questions of the AI, it's
Right.
actually very helpful, because me telling you about that doesn't stop in one meeting.
Mm.
You actually, if you are interested as a prospect, you're going to spend time understanding it. And the
Yeah.
problem today is a salesperson has only so much time.
Right.
Whereas if I land an initial conversation and leave an AI with that end customer, that end customer can self-educate 24/7 if they want. And
Mm.
go deep, deep, deep as much as they want on their own time. And
Got it.
that's a huge unlock.
Got it. Let's talk about what does it take to build one of these AI envoys.
Yes.
Take us under the hood a little bit. if you can just maybe, I don't know if you have a demo, some way to explain to us, but I think we've seen the end user experience. This is what you showed us on your website. I'm curious about, and I'm sure our audience is curious about, what does it take to build one of these?
Yeah, a great question, right? So I am now going to use my own AI companion to explain that process, right? So
Okay.
you asked a question that actually is what the kind of complex question that a
Yeah.
prospect would ask. Hey, how
Hmm.
does your product work, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to actually now take you to the platform AI companion that we have on our website. So I have
Got it.
one that actually is meant to answer that. So I'm going to play the first video that should give a quick overview of the answer to that question.
What if you could transform all your sales and product knowledge into the world's most effective salesperson? That is exactly the mission behind the CreatorsAGI Envoy Builder. This is where you go to build your AI sales envoy. Let's jump straight in. Welcome to the Envoy Builder. We begin here in the Knowledge Studio, which acts as the foundational brain of the platform. First, you simply upload raw materials, documents, presentations, and videos. Our powerful engineering workflows then automatically process and structure this data, instantly creating a centralized brain for your AI. Next, let's head over to the Envoy Studio. This is where you can build a new AI agent in just minutes, engineering its specific prompts and context. Here, you connect the knowledge you just processed, equipping your envoy with deep subject matter expertise immediately. You have full control to white label the experience, customize the branding to match your site, and add rich media like videos for a truly multimodal experience. Crucially, you can add powerful tools like Calendly, allowing prospects to book demos directly within the chat. This turns passive conversations into actionable leads instantly. With one click, you can preview and publish your AI to either a standard chat interface or an engaging video-first experience. And just like that, you are live, ready to answer complex questions using the exact information you provided. Even more exciting is the ability to deploy video-first AI envoys. These leverage video to engage prospects and tackle objections, effectively scaling your best sales engineer's expertise. Available 24/7, we can utilize your existing footage or synthesize new content using cutting-edge video generators. You can track everything in our analytics dashboard, see exactly what prospects are watching, and asking to gain insights that drive revenue. It's time to turn your sales expertise into dynamic, interactive dialogues on your website. Empower your customers to self-serve and significantly shorten your sales cycle. Get started with AI Envoys today and put your growth on autopilot.
Okay, so
Welcome.
that's a quick overview.
Yeah.
And it has a knowledge studio. So here is a whole playlist, right? But by the way, all of you feel free to go to creatorsagi.com/platform. And now, after we drop on this call, you can still self-educate, right?
Yeah.
That's the power of this AI companion.
Yeah. No, I know. I think it's really, really interesting, Joseph. I think it's quite compelling. So let's move the discussion to another area, because I really want to understand what do you see is the current state before we've come up with this. You all have come up with this video AI experiences. Obviously, there's a bunch of other companies. They're trying to solve this problem. I know some. Without getting into the names of those tools, compare and contrast for us, right? The current way people are doing things. I think I know of tools that, for example, have a chat bot interface, but it's, as you said, it's text and audio only. Is the big leap here that you've gone from text and, say, in some cases, an audio interaction to video? Or can you help us understand?
Fantastic question, Mani. The biggest difference is almost everything else is focused on either a text-based interaction, text that shows up on your website, or a text-based interaction over conversation, right? People are just talking. The bandwidth of an AI avatar, let's say you have an AI avatar, an AI avatar is talking to you. Well, man, it is very limiting. And I've seen even the best ones, and I lose patience. Yeah, why should I spend my time talking to an AI avatar and all of that when, okay, if I want to get deep information, I'll go to ChatGPT and it'll give you some quite deep text information. That's actually even better than talking to something. Other than that initial novelty, talking very quickly loses its effectiveness in B2B sales. Okay.
Mm.
I want to see deep stuff. Now, but when I go read stuff, now my mental cognitive load is very high. I just can't read and process most of what I see, even in ChatGPT, about something I've never seen before. So all of these are missing the rich screen shares, the UI, the contextual answers to that rich screen shares,
Mm.
and infographics, and things that actually visually explain complex concepts to you. So today, we can take your existing assets that you created to solve that problem, which is your sales training material, slide decks, your info diagrams, all kinds of things. You worked hard to create that material. But see, when you create a text based chat or when you're creating an avatar, you throw away all of that hard work.
Mm.
Like none of that hard work is being utilized by an AI avatar or a text based chat.
Right.
Now, for the first time, you can, through video, put all of that. When you
Got it.
think about what a sales engineer actually does on a call like this, is actually do screen shares and talk, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
both things. Now AI can do that. And
Okay.
in the near future, it'll have the ability to create infographics live dynamically when you're asking a question. It'll be
No, so
able to.
that's what I was curious about next was even today, I think in the envoys we saw, video envoys, I believe, and please confirm this, you're able to take even some existing document which are text-based, and then you come up with are you able to turn it into a video version, in some kind of video,
You can turn it into
model
a
video?
video.
Actually? Okay.
Yes, you can take a PowerPoint, a PDF, and actually create a video that's not just a slideshow video. It's
Yeah.
actually narrated. It's actually interpreting the content. It's actually a
Hmm.
fully generated video that illustrates the content in that PowerPoint or a PDF document. So it now turns your static assets into live interactive assets.
Yeah. Can you explain, because one other concept, I mean, I heard about first talking to you was the notion of video remastering. I think something about taking existing videos spoken by somebody like maybe the CEO or the CMO or the CRO, but then suddenly you redoing it in some way, polishing it up. I mean,
Yeah.
what's the use case there?
Exactly. So that's an awesome question, right? So the thing is, you've typically created videos, maybe influencer videos, maybe your own product marketing videos. You may have webinars. You have lots of existing material, but it rarely meets the quality required for you to actually put out on a website or put out in this. To create those, what most people do today is create Figma based designs, use Adobe creative tools and others, and spend weeks and months to create even one video. But
Mhm.
remastering, what it does is it takes your existing webinar or it takes your existing influencer snippets and turns that into really compelling, easy to understand videos in a beautiful AI generated voice and sync all the talk track to the video. And maybe like the best way for me to show it is actually, if I can show something
Mhm.
here. uh, Let me share my screen
Sure.
and show a small example. And in fact, here I will share one of our prospects example.
Mhm.
Uh, so in this case, there is a video created by this company called Pictory.
Yeah.
Actually, the video turns out to be in English, and I want to, let's say, translate it into Hindi. Okay,
Oh,
so it's
wow.
the
Okay.
same speaker. Okay, I'm going to just show that for fun, and then I'll go
Mhm.
walk through the steps in more detail.
Okay.
वीडियो बनाना है लेकिन स्क्रिप्ट तैयार नहीं है। मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ कि पिक्ट्री के आइडिया टू वीडियो फीचर के साथ इसे कैसे करना है। सबसे पहले डैशबोर्ड में टेक्स्ट टू वीडियो पर क्लिक करें, फिर आइडिया टू वीडियो नामक ऑप्शन चुनें। अपने वीडियो का प्रकार चुनें
So
और अब आपको
you get the idea that the person is talking in Hindi, right? Now we
Yeah.
should actually just go back and see the original video, right? So the
Yeah.
original video for that was like this.
Need to make a video but don't have a script ready? Let me show you how to do it with Pictory's Idea to Video feature. First, click on Text to Video in the dashboard. Then choose the option called Idea to Video.
Now
Gotcha.
this itself is much, it's okay, but as person speaking, much lower volume.
Yes.
It's hard to understand. And then I take that and I switch, I remaster it, and instantly it becomes a new language. And of course, I can do it in English itself and make it much better. But
Yeah.
it's not only a new language, but it's much more.
वीडियो बनाना है लेकिन स्क्रिप्ट तैयार नहीं है। मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ कि पिक्चरी के लंबा
Even
करना,
complex
फिर से
areas.
लिखना या टोन बदलना। आप एआई से अपनी स्क्रिप्ट को
Yeah,
बेहतर
we can
बनाने
pause
के
that.
लिए भी
Correct.
But I get the point. I think what you did was you took an original video. The voice sound was low, the voice was low. You kind of enhanced the voice, and then you also switched the language. I think you've done a few different things here. So that's
Yes.
yeah.
And so
Now,
this can be done by prompting as well. So the magic here is that you're giving an instruction to the AI to translate. And so
Nice.
I am just typing translate the narration verbatim into Hindi. And I won't run the demo right now, but I could have said translate the narration in a compelling way, like a sales engineer.
Oh,
Okay?
interesting.
And do this in Spanish, okay? And
Oh, wow.
I
So
could then switch
you are
the
not
language.
just you're not
Yeah.
just changing the language, but you're changing the persona or the tone or
That
the
is-
narration style. Is that sound
Yes,
right?
narration style. I could have just said if I wanted to illustrate, speak like a child also if I wanted to, and
Okay.
click process video, right?
Yeah.
And so now it will do that and actually turn it into Spanish and speak like a child,
Hmm.
right? So the ability to take video and using the power of AI prompting to now translate that into a new format with beautiful AI narration. By the way, the audio narration comes from an LLM itself. The LLM
Yeah.
is actually generating a waveform directly from the neural network, which is actually cutting edge. So that capability is actually integrated.
Got it. So help me now. This is great, but I do have a few other questions I want to run through right now because I want to help people understand where do you all fit into the broader market a little bit, right?
Mhm.
So for folks who are maybe using the current, call it, set of demo tools out there, sales demo tools, because we talked about chatbots, but separate from chatbots, there are even demo tools that can create some kind of a video experience. Can you help us understand, contrast the CreatorsAGI tech and how that might be different from what those guys are doing?
A fantastic question. The biggest gap of most demo tools is the lack of the brain, so to speak, right?
Okay.
It's a very scripted experience.
It is.
So
It is.
you as a user know it is scripted and you will go through it. But it's the other similar to thing are these learning management systems, right?
Mhm.
Many learning management systems that walk you through some very scripted exercises. Okay, so the problem with that, there are two problems. One, creating that content itself is very time consuming because at the end of the day, you have to put that content in. And then the end user doesn't have the interactivity. See, typically when I come to a sale, I have like a certain set of questions in my mind. That's the first thing I want answered, right? And so typically a salesperson, a smart salesperson steers you in so you get the full picture, puts a bigger picture context in. You can't do all of that through many of these scripted experiences.
Got it.
Whereas with an AI companion like this, you actually get the prospect, the freedom to experience what they want to experience first, but the bigger context is also there. And so it's now personalized. Also, it's tailored to a particular area. So if I am targeting a very specific market, I tailor the AI itself with that knowledge brain
Got it.
to that
So
area.
the brain is the key part, is what you're saying.
Brain is the
And
key part.
And the experience that I've seen is you have those short video snippets and video explainers, but then you also have a text interface where I can ask some follow-up questions and get some answers. And so I can
Yes.
enrich my knowledge around that topic area. Does that sound
Yes,
right? It's both.
absolutely. If I
Yeah.
may very quickly show that as well, right? So here I can show in the screen. Hopefully, the screen will come up very quickly.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and I do want, Joseph, I do want to get into a few other areas, just giving you a
but
heads up. I want to get into packaging, pricing, maybe talk about integrations, what all you tie into. And then, obviously we can get into your own GTM. So there's a few other topics to hit, but yeah.
yeah, thank you. I'll very quickly show the question here. See this pills here. Here, what is knowledge engineering? That's an interactive question answer experience, right? It's a suggested question.
So
So
sorry, we're still seeing you. Are you trying to share a screen? We don't see it yet.
yeah, I am trying to share a screen, but
Okay.
I feel it's
Yeah,
just a
no,
minute.
it's up now. Go ahead. Yeah, what is knowledge engineering? I see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what is knowledge engineering? What is media engineering, right?
right.
So
Mm-hmm.
this is an interactive Q&A, and
Got it.
so I can also type more about it. Tell me how you ingest documents, okay?
Yeah,
uh,
yeah,
and it will now go and create a response to that. So here is
yeah.
that interactive part we just talked about.
Understood. I think it'll be even more. I know you and I have brainstormed on this, but it'll be even more interesting, right? If the video again starts, call it switching to relevant videos, so kind of video relevance to the
Yes,
question being
we
asked.
can.
Yeah.
And so these questions can be asked in here, for example, in a chat experience. So we
Right.
provide both UIs. And so when I ask these questions, sometimes these right tailored videos will show up right there, right?
Hmm.
So you're actually supplementing the answer to the question, with a video retrieval right here as well. And it
Amazing.
can actually start at the right place.
Yeah, this is really incredible. All right, this is good stuff. So let's talk about, yeah, how are you, how are you pricing this out? Because there's so many different tools at different price points. Some are catering to SMB, mid-market, enterprise. How are you thinking about pricing and packaging this and making it available?
Yeah, that's also a great question, Mani.
Hmm.
This is a very high value product, right? Because it accelerates sales cycles, it actually drives conversion, it changes marketing to a new level of interaction with their prospects. So the way
Right.
we price it is through an initial engagement, which is the implementation of the AI companion together with you. Now, the
Yeah.
product is self-service, but most complex products, you have tremendous amount of sales content that most people need some implementation help putting into the AI.
Got it.
Just assembling and also getting our wisdom into how to actually set the AI up. Now,
Yeah.
we do that in that first month of implementation, and then there is a monthly subscription fee or an
Hmm.
annualized version of that.
Got
And
it.
what then you get is that AI studio where self-service, the department, the CMO's team can actually edit, change, add content, configure brand colors, all of those things, and maintain it on their own.
Right. And I think what I found very interesting, Joseph, is that you guys have different use cases you can literally map into, right? I mean, there's the website experience, there is an internal internal to the company, the seller education experience. I know there's a trade show booth experience you all are thinking about. So there's a variety of different experiences. Is that right? That's what I
Yes,
understand.
absolutely. So think about, of course, the website experience you saw, but think about you doing a trade show.
Yeah.
When you go to trade show, every booth, and you should try and go to one of the bigger shows. Every booth, by the way, looks the same. And all you can do is go try to take some brochures and try to get in line to talk to some people, especially for a popular product. But what
Hmm.
if instead you had an AI live demo right there that you can actually interact with? And that's personalized to that particular event, that particular collection of use cases that you want to show, and you display that and people can interact with it. What if you actually point to them and, hey, people can interact with it on your mobile web as well individually, right? So suddenly you changed your bandwidth to interact with all the people who are hopefully crowding at your booth, or at least
Yeah.
attracted now by this AI to understand. So that's an example of an event-based AI companion. The other use case that is now getting significant traction with our customer is the product release use case. So
Mm.
most software companies periodically or every month have a product release, right? Sometimes more frequently, but every month. And it is so hard for a product marketer to get the word out to customers about the new features. So
Yep.
hard for the product marketer to do sales training. So hard for the product marketer to do webinars on these new features. So now they're using AI envoys. And what is beautiful is they're actually creating the AI envoys, linking them into their distributed product itself for their
Mm.
existing customers, and we're seeing repeat traction and engagement far more than they ever got by, just sending out an email about a new feature and giving a link to a webinar.
Got it.
So people are actually connecting to it and engaging repeatedly.
Got it. So let's talk about what are the typical integrations of your app tech into the enterprise? Is it primarily leads and you're flowing leads into the CRM, or are there
Yeah.
other touch points?
Yeah, great question. Two major integrations. One is the booking integration for a live meeting through Calendly or Cal or one of those. And the second one is integrating into Salesforce for actually booking opportunities, putting deep data about these conversations into Salesforce. So that's another really interesting differentiation, Money. When now most websites and even these demo experiences land people on a site, they capture only very limited data about interactions, what problems customers are having, what they browsed, what they care about. Right? On a website, people would at most know, okay, so many white papers were downloaded. They went through these pages. That's all you know. But here, you know every question they asked. You know
Yeah.
the specific videos they watched. You know
Mm.
how much of each video they watched,
Right.
and you have now deep data about the prospect before you even have a live meeting. That is
Yeah.
all in Salesforce now. So
Mm.
when a salesperson now goes and talks to that customer, they know, oh, you watch videos on this feature, and hey, you had these questions. I may actually now help you with that problem and then connect you to the other capabilities of our platform.
Yeah. So I know you're still early with your own go-to-market. You literally launched your website yesterday, so the new one with the new messaging and all that. Congratulations, by the way. Um, Let me then move the discussion, just a couple of closing questions, because I know we're coming up on time. So I think one of them would be your own GTM. I know you're pursuing getting the word out on LinkedIn. I'm sure some outbound campaigns, right? Reaching out to similar kinds of customers to the ones you have. Um, what let's talk about this, because I'm sure Joseph, you've thought a lot about this. What do you see as the future of AI for GTM, especially around products and technologies in your category? As you look ahead, where do you see there's going to be further innovation?
Yeah. Thank you, Mani. By the way, first of all, thank you so much for the partnership with Kwansu and yourself, Mani. And Kwansu is going to be incredible for targeting and finding the CMOs and CROs which have these complex products to explain and are really challenged with this kind of a use case. And the GTM process that we are doing in partnership, I think, is incredibly targeted, very helpful, very differentiated. So first of all, thank you for that. Second, to answer that question of what I see the future as, well, I see the future in different phases of that sales cycle. So there is a real pain point about understanding intent. There are a number of companies that are, like Honshu and others, discovering intent in the data, but even more interestingly, discovering intent in answer engines like ChatGPT. And you have to believe that Google's AI overviews, Google Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, these are all, and Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, these are all going to be the most frequently used front ends to people coming in to discover your product.
Right.
Now, how do you discover the intent and how do you essentially surface in that? Second, once people understand intent and come in, well, then how do you now capture that and engage and go much deeper than these front ends can already do? Right. This is where, again, the existing text-based chatbots and avatars actually fail, because people who are coming to you now are coming from ChatGPT and having self-educated to some extent. You have to believe that is the case. You have to believe that they're seeing AI overviews on Google. Now, your job is to convert them, and do that well. So you have to be really good at it. And that's, again, why I feel our product is differentiated, because your goal is now to actually give value to that person who's already spent the time understanding something about your product. And that's where video and like truly acting like a proxy of your best sales engineer with their skills is going to be important. So that's what I'm most excited about: capturing expertise, capturing knowledge, and communicating in that knowledge in high bandwidth ways through vision, video, and generated media of all types.
Yeah. So wonderful. So I think as we wrap up, Mark, I know you've been patiently in listen mode while Joseph and I have been going at it. But if you want to just take a minute, Mark, to just introduce yourself, what you're going to be doing for CreatorsAGI. And
okay, yeah. Thank you, Mani. I actually just joined the company about a month ago. Joseph and I were machine learning researchers together at a company called HNC about 30 years ago, and so it's a lot of fun to be
and
back.
Mark was my boss.
Yes.
So awesome. So I think I'm sure it's going to be a lot more conversations the coming months, Joseph, with you and Mark. So thank you for joining us today. I'm just going to put up the thank you slide, Joseph. How can people get in touch with you, with CreatorsAGI? I'm just going to share my screen and if we can just wrap it up there. Thank you.
Yes, and reach out to me on LinkedIn. Of course, go to CreatorsAGI.com and see the site and experience it. But reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can also email me, josephsirosh@CreatorsAGI.com, and I will be more than thrilled to engage in person.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all. That concludes episode 37 of AI GTM Talks. Thanks, everyone.